Hello, everybody! Oh my gosh, this is the 50 inspirational connections. Look at those handsome and beautiful faces. And look at my ambassadors. Aren't they amazing? Yes, my sisters, Susanna Dawn, Annie Asong, Kinga, and of course, Danielle. You guys are so amazing. Thank you for saying yes to me. And these are our amazing 50 inspirational connections on LinkedIn, sponsored by Level Up Academy by Doc Leland. Are you guys ready for today's feature? I hope so, because we're bringing it close. Let's go ahead and start. Amazing. Thank you so much for that intro. Okay, guys. So I'm sure by now you guys are probably wondering what's happening. We are already have started for our what? Our book Rebel with a Cause. So hopefully you guys already had a chance to jump on this because once it's done, it's done. We're not the publisher where we repeat certain topics. We don't repeat certain topics, but I really feel that right now is the good time to write about what you are doing, to innovate, to shake, to be on a mission, to rebel on what matters, right? When you think of rebellious people, you think of your kids, right? When they're like giving you some side eye or stomping their feet when you tell them to go clean up the room, right? But now we're adults. What are we doing? How are we turning our pain into passion? And definitely, if you are already watching this, our Rebel with a Cause book has already started because this ended July 31st in terms of the opportunity to join us. So, of course, we are always doing amazing things. And look at this. Look at this, right? This was at Barnes and Nobles with one of our books, that number one international bestseller. And we did went to Barnes and Nobles and it's on Target. I'm working on putting it on Powell's and 40,000 distribution channels all over the world. Welcome, guys. I know this is my natural hair. Okay, like gray hair. So if you see my camera coming in and out, I have a new AI camera. It's supposed to be tracking me, but I need a remote control to really control this thing. I feel like it has a mind of its own. I'm just saying. So today we are doing group 7 and I'm going to bring in my sister Kinga to help me. How are you doing, sister?
Hi. Good, good. I'm doing fantastic. I love your new camera. It's cracking me up.
Yeah, because you'll be talking. You're like, what is that signal, CJ? Does that mean to stop talking? I'm like, no, I know. It sounds like, stop. No, no. Look, sir. See? It's doing its own thing. Like, I shouldn't be doing that. But
Yeah,
it's supposed to help me with my TikTok thing. I don't know how I'm going to use it yet. I just got it the other day, so I have no idea. There's
that's
a lot
fine.
of technology behind it. So I'm like, what should I do with this? And my husband's like, you figure it out, just like you figure out everything else in life. And, with your show and everything. And I was like, dang, okay, fine. So I've been reading. I'm not a manual person. I don't read manuals. I figure things out based on visual. I'm a kinesthetic and visual learner. So I need to see it. I need to feel it. I need to break it and then put it together. That's
Yeah,
how I work, right?
yeah, yeah, like me. And you're also
Mhm.
a trailblazer. So you're the one that helps figure things out for us. And then you teach the rest of us how to figure it out so that things
Curiosity does not kill this cat. It just gives more work for sure.
well, we appreciate it. So thank you.
I love it. So it feels like it was just yesterday that we, looked at the group from
Yeah.
group 3. Now we are in group 7. So are you ready? Um, you've seen our video, right? Group 3 that we've done. We're already in group 7. Also, when we're recording this, we had our audio room, and today is July 21st when we're recording this, guys. This is going to be featured in August or September. But how did you feel the vibe today at the audio rooms?
Oh, gosh. I mean, every week it's getting more and more powerful. We're getting more people to show up, but the strength of the audio room because everybody's getting to know each other better. You picked fantastic topics. It's getting deeper and deeper. You could tell that as the trust in the room is growing. And, that's something that you and I always talk about is that when we're building this trust and we're collaborating and not competing, which is something that you talk about all the time. And I'm love it. And we have this kind of vibrational energy of just pulsing through our veins, and it's pulsing every week. So we're showing up consistently. And we're seeing a lot of the same faces, and especially our 50 inspirational. It's just, you're really starting to build this climate where people trust one another and are vulnerable. And so the sharing and the learning, the different perspectives, it's really it's cool because we don't all have the same opinion, and not at all. And yet we're really there to kind of grow and nurture each other through that. So I love it.
Yeah, it's more of an open dialogue and respecting each other's experiences. Like we have one theme, which is to network and to learn from one another, right? But you have to have a focus and a direction of where you're heading. I'm always full of focus, so I need to unfocus sometimes on like not to be specific. But I love because we're exponentially learning through experiential learning. There is a difference between exponential and experiential, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so exponentially is because we're learning from so many people all at once. Experiential is because we're not just learning from our own selves and from our own experiences and from our own close friends, but
Mhm.
literally we're creating a global citizenship networking while we're learning from each other's adversity and pain and knowledge. But the topic is deep, but yet general,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that you don't avoid those hot topics. You're not staying away from the topics that are kind of scary to talk about, which is adversity, which is how we show up. And you share plenty of your own vulnerabilities, or, we admit our own faults. And I think that is what allows people to share themselves too, right? And that's so needed in today's leadership because oftentimes I think when leaders show up kind of saying, this is how we should all behave, and I never screw up, kind of thing, or
Okay. I was
well,
like, okay.
like, who's a superhuman here? We all have our off days. We all have things that we can continuously learn from. If we're going to preach a growing culture, then we have to all acknowledge that we all have something to learn from all the time,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
never hit that maximum level.
Mhm.
Isn't that why we have Level Up Academy? I remember I think about that when we met, and it was, gosh, we're that visual learner. I still have that picture in my mind when you were like, "Yeah, level up is about reaching forward and reaching back." There's always something. There's always something in my life, and it doesn't matter the topic because there's one topic where I'm going to be the one reaching up, and there's another topic where I've already learned it, and now I can reach back and help somebody. And so, it's such a beautiful image to me that it's just based off of the topic or the circumstance, right? That we're either reaching up or reaching back. And so if we look at it as this chain reaction, then that's all it is,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And
that
so
ripple effect that we're looking for. And I love the see, I just taught a class and one of my student, I have veteran students by the way, they're like much older than I am. They're like, I don't like this topic of diversity. And I was like, I want to know why. But before you
mm,
say that, let me tell you exactly what diversity means to me And because we're talking about the diversity in the workplace and people shy away from it because diversity, that word gets butchered, right? And I said, here's diversity for me. Diversity means based on skills at work, not because, oh, you're Asian, you're going to get in this job. No, if you can't do the job, how are you going to do this job right now that I need you? It's based on skills. I need diversity based on skills, but you just need to be cognizant on like not hiring the same type of people or whatever in that certain things. But I always do diversity and like, well, if I need an IT people who specifically do cyber stuff in here, I need this specific diversity of group of people. The
Mhm.
reason we even talk about diversity, it's not because to pigeonhole people, it's because we need multiple solutions to one problem. That's
Yeah.
really why diversity is created,
Yeah.
not because you're Asian, you're white, you're
Yeah.
India. It has nothing to do with that. But I think people who are not educated on the true meaning of diversity muddles that word and makes it a dirty word to have a
Yeah.
conversation. But I think bringing it out to the light of what really truly means, just like, oh my God, you have COVID because you're coughing, you have fever. No, right? You got to get it tested. It's the same thing.
Right.
You got to make sure that you're not talking about the high level surface. You're digging deep on what it really means before you can open your mouth. And that's when you hear the words, you cringe. It's because you already have your own bias. You have your confirmation bias of what it is. It's because of what people said, blah, 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 on the same thing. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's the same
Yeah.
topic, but that's not what I'm talking about. And so my students are like, oh my God, I love you. Like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, exactly. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, don't prejudge the word and kill it while it's even like open. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
so I like the curiosity. Always be curious. And if you don't like the topic, allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to be uncomfortable so that you could be comfortable.
Yeah. Diversity in thought is, to me, so critical. And usually you have different thought coming from different backgrounds,
Yep.
right? And to me, that is going to be the most creative solution if you get a unique perspective, right? Like, I just don't even understand if I'm sitting around in a group of people that have the exact same background as I do, or the same experiences, or we've been doing the same stuff. What is the likelihood that we're going to come up with the same solutions? Probably pretty high, right? But if I'm hanging out with a group of people that I can go, gosh, we have vastly different experiences, those are the people I'm chasing, because I'm like, I want to hear what you have to say, because I know that what you're going to come up with is going to be different than what I come up with. And so I know that there's a chance for creativity here. So I am seeking creativity. To me, that is where innovation happens. And so I don't even understand people that are not seeking innovation. To me, it just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, they want it to be easier. People don't like to be uncomfortable, right? That's why we don't like the unknown, right? And we
Mhm.
try to plan to control everything. At the end of the day, you have no control. Just like, no, you can't control the sun. You can't control the weather. You can't control the time. You can't control your friends. Heck, you can't even control your own emotions when you're angry. Sometimes it's just like, whoop, did I just say that? I did. I did. I said that. I'm sorry, right? So stop controlling everything.
Right,
Control what you can and avoid over controlling things, right? It's
right.
just, it's gonna get your wrinkles. It's unnecessary. Like, that's what I said. I'm like, oh, 50, be nice to me, like I can't
Yeah.
even think about it. But yeah, thank you for this conversation. I love it. Now, before we bring in group 7, obviously you already had group 3 recorded, right?
Mhm.
um do you have any like thoughts on like what do you think group 7 will be like, or what do you think? I mean, the topic is the same, remember that, right? Two
Yeah.
questions. Why did you started your business, and what are you doing for our community with your business? That's really the two questions I ask because that's important to me and
Okay.
for our community. So do you have any expectations? I don't. I have not seen, by the way, any of this video.
I didn't even look at who is in group 7, so I am going to be completely surprised. I'm excited. Yeah, I
Oh,
really wanted to come in here just ready to be reactive. That's what you asked, for me to get genuine reactions, and so I'm ready to give it. I'm ready to cry, I'm ready to laugh, I'm ready to have a good time. Either way, you're getting me fully. So here we go.
here we go. We're gonna start with Gomolemo.
Good evening, family. Dumelang. My name is Homoloma Malebe from Botswana. Um, so the reason why I started my business was basically to use my skill set, to use my knowledge, to use the gift that God has given me, and with my professional experience to fuse everything, and help people, help individuals, help communities with wellness needs holistically. I believe that we are all meant to live healthy, enjoyable, joyful, wholesome lives. So I believe that health is wealth, and health is the foundation of everything. All success, all kinds of success, it all starts with being well, from the inside going out. I believe so much in healing. I believe so much in well-being in generally, well-being socially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So that my business is centered around that holistic well-being. So as a health and wellness practitioner, I do a lot of coaching, I do a lot of mentoring, I do a lot of writing and empowering individuals and communities, with everything that has got to do with health, especially, or with a particular interest in mental health, as we've seen the rise in mental health issues over the years. I believe that it is my duty, it is a call upon me that I play my part, because this is an issue that affects each and every one of us. And I also believe in the power of storytelling. So even with my own personal discovery journey, my own personal development journey, I have decided to use whatever that I'm learning as I go, to share with others. As I discover any new tools, this is how I usually use the available platforms, social media platforms, even to empower others to share my own story. So that is how I have decided to, use my business in serving my communities, through that coaching, through writing, through mentorship, and yeah, and just storytelling. Thank you very much.
Aw, I love that. I love that she's mentoring. I don't think I have a friend in Botswana, so this is the first one. That's great. We are definitely a global citizen. I love that
Yeah.
she's sharing her journey and how she has lived her life in capacity to help her community and communities within her communities on how to live a healthy life.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this emphasis that we're having now on holistic being.
Mm,
That wasn't something we talked about throughout my generation ever.
no.
Like, it did not matter, stress management, thinking about journaling, all those things that was kind of like mentioned every once in a while, but it wasn't something that really seemed to be an important theme. And I think recognizing the rise of mental health issues, especially in the future generations, and here we are, like that is the workforce that is going to be solving some pretty big problems, and we need to be supportive. We need to be thinking about, ourselves, but also the future. And so I think that leaders that are really there to mentor and to support, um, the workforce that is coming in and being aware of the issues that we're actually facing, it's critical, because unless we get healthy ourselves, how like it's the mask on, we have to do that. We have to get ourselves well so that we can start that
Others.
healing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I
I
love
love
that. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's good because like you said, I think it's all about intentions, and I think the people who are living life where, it doesn't have to be this way. we don't have to follow our trauma in the past. We got to cut the tie somehow and grow from it and learn from it. And I love that because we're always questioning, is that really necessary to do that? I don't think so. Let's do it this way. So I love that. We're gonna do Janala. Let's see if I can't um play
I love
her.
the snoring sound in the background.
Yes, my dog.
I love it.
And thank you, 50 Inspirational Connections, for inviting me to introduce myself and my business. I am Janata Mamdu, product developer and manufacturer at Shiny Waters Fountain of Youth, as well a certified skincare consultant. Why did I start my business? It was during COVID 19, and I wanted a way to earn income outside of my retirement and Social Security. And I knew by producing botanical skincare anti aging moisturizers was the way to accomplish this. In addition, the beauty industry is one that will escape AI's disruption of career choices. How does my business benefit the community? Well, I've always believed that good skincare promotes a healthy outlook on life, and it extends and includes optimum nutrition, exercise, and gives a boost in confidence. Botanical cosmeceuticals are safe. They're grown without pesticides or herbicides and synthetics, GMOs, and other toxins that not only harm the skin, but also the body. They are affordable. These ingredients don't have to be expensive to achieve skin that delivers a radiant and youthful appearance. Many of the emollients can be produced with what you have in your fridge or on your kitchen shelves. As the word gets out about the efficacy of botanical cosmeceuticals, the consumer by far is choosing plant based, moisturizing over the toxic and chemically laden ingredients that combat acne, rosacea, psoriasis, dry skin, fine lines and wrinkles, photo aging, and a dull, lackluster appearance for an enhanced, age defying, youthful glow. We stand by our motto, nature's wealth is our health. And I am Janala Mamdu, founder and CEO of Shining Waters Fountain of Youth. And our motto and our website is shinywater.com. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful evening. Bye
Oh,
bye.
that was nice. I
Yeah.
thought I was like, wait, is that my noise? I have ADHD, so I focus on noise instead of anything. I was like, wait, no, I think that's her background and water.
Yeah, the water sound.
Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what, I want my skin to look like hers.
right? Like glowing and stuff. Yeah, I do a lot of Korean skincare. I used to do Japanese skincare, but I do a lot of Korean skincare. But I really, at the age of 5, as I found skincare through my grandma. Her parents are from Spain, and I always ask her, I'm like, Grandma, um, how is your skin like that? Because she's in beauty pageants a lot. And obviously, we live in a farm. So it's not like she's going to go in botanicals or anything. And she's like, oh, you know how we have chicken? And I was like, yeah. So we basically, it's part of like protein. And mind you, this lady is third grade graduate. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you take the egg whites and put it in your skin, it actually goes deeper in your skin because your skin is like the most. How did she describe it? She's like, it takes over everything. Whatever you put in your skin goes inside your bloodstream. I'm like, okay. Like I remember that conversation because I would see her at night and I see these white things in her face. I'm like, Grandma, why are you going to sleep with white things in your face? Like, let me clean it. She's like, no, don't touch it. It's egg whites. I'm like, huh? What do you mean? So when she wakes up in the morning, she was like, like, there was no Botox. She could afford those things. It's egg whites. So if you put egg whites in your face, so I've been doing egg whites since I was like 7 until now that I'm closer to 50. So every Friday, I put very cold egg whites and take the egg yolks and put it in your face. And, but don't smile because it'll create wrinkles for you. But let it dry. And some people will just wash it with warm water and then put my serum. But the egg whites, imagine that whole chicken, literally all the protein goes into your skin. And so
Yeah,
you
wow.
keep that plumped in your skin. And I don't have wrinkles yet, but I will probably. And if I do, I hate injections, but I think I'm gonna brave it for sure for Botox. But right now I don't have it, but I do egg whites, egg whites, egg whites, egg whites.
Wow.
single Friday. I won't miss
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So when she said that about like it's in your fridge, I'm like, yep, I got eggs in my fridge. Like like
Yeah.
that's really what I say. And it's expensive. And Japanese people use it, Korean people use it on egg whites and things like that. So
Yeah.
that's
I remember an episode on a Sunday night that you did it with Dr. New. You had the made you spit out your coffee.
I know
That was
really
a fun girls' day.
yeah. Also brown sugar, it takes so every day actually our skin is peeling. Like think of a snake, like you know how they peel their
Mhm.
skin. Every day we age, no matter if you like it or not, whether
Yeah.
you go out or not, you age. And so how I take out because what happens is that when your skin are getting wrinkly, it's because there's just too much layer of skin in there. But if you take it out, then your skin is always new, right? But you also need protection so that the sun is there. So if you see me out, my glasses are really this big. That's why I don't have any wrinkles because I've always had it. And when I was like age 10, you'll see me in pictures. My glasses are always big because it covers my entire eyes because this part of your face actually age you more than anything. And also your neck
Mhm.
inside, right? So I always cover it with the sun. But if you do brown sugar, honey or olive oil and brown sugar, the fine things, and you just massage it in your face because those don't have anything, right?
Mhm.
Um, Organic ones, it takes the dead skin cells out of your face. And so if you put
Love it.
makeup on or moisturizer, it goes into your skins because your pores are open, not clogged.
Love it.
I know.
Wow. I love that video. That was fun. It's nice to see that people are doing things. Just we got to take care of ourselves, and it's the skin is the largest organ, right?
It
I
is.
think,
It is.
yeah.
We're going to be having Tanya and see. Hold on one second if I can find his.
Hi, my name is Chaitanya and I am from Bangalore, India. I founded a company called Index Strategy Consulting Private Limited. And why I'm in business? To help people take back their life. Business is very simple. You just have to find a problem that you have to solve, find the solution, sell the solution, and scale the solution. Or you take an alternative way. Build authority. Authority gives you a brand. The brand increases your recall value, and from this recall value, you get business. This is both these ways are sciences of making your business work. Most of the founders start with a great intention. They have great services, they have great products, but that is where it ends. They do not know how to communicate their value to the world. And the second thing they do is they have a long, short ambition. And businesses cannot always take long, short ambitions. Getting a cash flow immediately gives you a lot of motivation. So, what I do, every assignment I take, I kickstart a cash flow immediately in the first 2 to 3 months. And as we walk through these 2 to 3 months, we understand what is their specialization. We help them build a category. Once the category is established, we make them own it. And when you own categories, no matter what happens, no matter what changes happen in the society, your business stands the test of time. And this is what I am into. I give them cash flow, I give them back their time. See, after 9 to 5, it's the time for your family. Every minute you spend after 6 is the time that you rob from your wife, your spouse, and your children. It is not worth it. At the end of your life, you should not live a life of regret as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is somebody who creates wealth, creates value, creates employment, and the entrepreneur deserves better. He deserves some amount of abundance, some amount of time, some amount of luxury, and some amount of peace of time. Time is the biggest asset in my philosophy. So, why am I in business again? As I said, I want to give back time to my clients. So this is why I am in business. And I've already spoken about the value I give. I make you own your category, and once you own your category, your wealth happens. And as a consultant, I make my wealth when you make your wealth. So I put my skin in the game and I make sure that you succeed and your success translates into my success. Thank you.
I love it. I
That's
love
great.
I love the simplification. That's true. That's what I always teach. I teach business entrepreneurs in my class because I'm the director of the university. But I always say, great idea, great vision, but what problem is it solving?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I love that he also puts his own neck on the line. You don't
Mhm.
see that very often,
Mm-mm.
right? There's so many things that are being sold and nobody that is actually willing to say, I'm in it with you so much that I am also putting my neck on the line that I know I'm going to get you the results. And I think that's why people are hesitant now to be like, oh, I don't know, is that person actually going to get me there? Are they going to, right? And so that conviction that he has, like that says a lot that he's really in it with you.
Yeah. And
So,
that's one thing I love about our relationship as people, as friends, is that we put each other's neck on the line because that's our brand. We work so hard to create that brand, and like she said, authority.
yeah,
I try to do both, right? When people respect your opinion and thoughts and they know that you're sincere and you have their back, money will come. But that trust, once you lose that trust, everything falls apart. I don't care if it's free. If I don't trust you, I'm not with you. It's not happening,
right.
right? So building that trust is part of having the authority. That's your differentiator. But at the end of the day, I would rather have someone be in my corner who has my back than someone who just pays me just because they could.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
love. Thank you so much
yeah.
for the opinion. And let's go ahead and see who's next.
Oh,
Let me take a look at Geraldine. I love Geraldine. I have spoken to her multiple times. And we have actually on the 23rd for Podcast Circuit. I'm creating another community for podcasters.
oh,
Um, to amplify our message everywhere all at once. So I can create that ripple effect, but it's like boom in your face. 15, 20 people are talking about the same thing. So I'm doing that with Hounds of Business Community, which is male and female.
uh-huh.
But my heart is always in female because I have two daughters. They're the future. And
Yeah,
so when Geraldine's like, this is going to be my job, I want to do this, I said, I'm in. Let me collaborate with you in this because this is my vision. And imagine if we have, mine is like 120K plus, right? But what if somebody else has like 500K and somebody else has 200K and then all of that in the millions,
yeah,
boom, the same message, the same event,
yeah,
like, oh, we'll take over the global citizenship. So
yeah,
anyway, that's another crazy CJ idea.
yeah, yeah.
And it's coming out. It's coming out near you for sure. Whether it's gonna work or not, we're gonna have fun with it.
Oh,
So
it's gonna work. Yeah,
Geraldine,
share the audiences. It's gonna work.
Geraldine is gonna be my partner in crime and see what she has to say.
Hi, my name is Geraldine B. Thomas, and I'm the founder of Smart Women Partner and Grow Rich. I started my business because I wanted to help moms back in the day, in the 90s, be able to use their job skills to start their own home based business. At the time, in the media, there were all these stories about kids being left on a daycare bus, being abused, and all this stuff. So I sent a PSA to the local radio station here in Atlanta. I gave some tips on how women could use their job skills to start their own business. Within 2 weeks, I got a phone call from the station manager saying that she loved what I shared and asked me to do a walk on. I went, I scored, so to speak. By the time I got home, my voicemail was jam packed. And I really had to figure out, so what am I going to do with all these women who are asking me questions and wanting to talk? So I decided to start a support group for moms. We had meetings every month, or sometimes twice a month. And from there, I started to write profiles about their businesses that they were starting. I turned that into a newsletter. It was a fax newsletter. Someone asked me to email her the newsletter, and I had no idea what that was. I did a little research, found out about email, found out about the internet because it was brand new. I had a friend who had a web TV, got on, created an email account. I discovered bulletin boards that I could talk to people around the world. It was awesome. It blew my mind. I got my own desktop computer, Tiger Direct, as a matter of fact, and I joined listservs. I met women that I'm still connected to today on LinkedIn. That I, we we just traveled together on this journey of learning how to start our own businesses using the internet. I created networks. I gave meetings, and the thing that really helped me to monetize was starting a women's chamber of commerce. I found a kit online that someone told me about, and I launched the International Virtual Women's Chamber of Commerce. It was for women who had virtual businesses just like me, who needed to learn how to do stuff first before farming up the work. We had VAs, coaches, PR people. It was fabulous. I did that for 7 years. I shut down same day, came back as women partner because I felt that women should be partnering versus trying to sell to each other, that they can get more business that way. And my partnering business, so to speak, has evolved. So now it's Smart Women Partner and Grow Rich. And my focus is co marketing. And that is what I help people do in our community. I help them to figure out who they should partner with, put together co marketing campaigns for their projects so that they can all benefit from helping each other grow and to expand their marketing reach on LinkedIn. And that is my message to everyone, that it takes a village to grow your business. LinkedIn is the prime place to get clients, and the best way to use it is to partner. And I look forward to helping all of you discover co marketing, helping you with your co marketing campaigns, and figuring out who to partner with in your LinkedIn Rolodex. Thank you so much.
She didn't mention I'm actually creating a directory, but we're gonna gamify this podcast circuit. We're gonna gamify it. I always talk about collaboration over competition, but this is a friendly competition. We're gonna highlight who in our podcast circuit network is doing something big for the community, and we're gonna boom highlight it everywhere.
I
That
love
is competition. Like, hey, when you're intentional about something, right? We're intentional about inspiration, so we're here
it.
now. We're gonna intentional about what kind of events are you creating for your community to amplify their business. And so that's the competition that I'm going to create with Geraldine. I cannot wait. It's like it's in my head and I put it together on a PowerPoint. But what are your thoughts on Geraldine's submission?
I'm like, go, Geraldine, go. First of all, like, let's go. I love her for like the fact that she's been so forward thinking, and that is who she is. Like, that is so clear that that's her passion for ever. Right? I mean, she's talking about however many years back, and she is relentless in this pursuit of, this is how I am going to, and I feel you, Gerald. Like, I feel you when you just want to be connecting people to, whatever it is that they need to do to get to where they want to be. And I know that touches you. So I love that.
Absolutely, partnering up with her because when I feel that soaring
Yeah.
passion, I'm like, let's go, right?
Yeah.
Because then I don't feel like I'm just doing all the work and nothing is done on the other end. It's most people that I engage with in that capacity with bigger projects is that they're motivated. They're already motivated. I just need to level them up a little bit so we can scale bigger, right? Because we're all about scaling at this point and getting our network bigger, bigger and bigger and bigger and
Mhm.
bigger. So we got to start somewhere. So that's for sure. Um,
Oh,
let's start. Actually, let's end with one more, and this is Vipinder.
Hi, my name is Vipinder Rai. I want to tell you why I started my job helping people become better leaders and speakers. Well, I saw many smart people who were too shy to share their good ideas. This made me sad. I thought I can help these people. So I decided to use what I am good at to help others speak up and be great leaders. Why did I start this? To help people be their best selves, to help quiet people become loud and strong, to make leaders who can make the world better. This helps everyone around us too. When I help someone, they feel more sure about themselves. Then they make their friends, co workers, and family feel better too. I'm helping make leaders who care about others. They listen well and want to help other people to do great things. These new leaders will make our neighborhood a better place. They help others, teach people, and give jobs. They are not scared to talk about important things and make good changes happen. So, yes, my job is not just about helping people do well at work, it's all about making our whole community stronger and nicer. We do this by helping one person at a time feel strong and speak up. Together, we are making a better future for everyone. I'm so excited to see what good things we can do together. Thanks for listening. Remember, your voice is important, so use it to do good things. Thank you so much, Dr. Constance and team, for giving me this opportunity to share my voice with the world. Bye bye.
love it.
Oh my god. My heart is full.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, my heart is full. It's because you would never meet these people.
Yeah.
You know that, right? Like you guys know that,
Mhm.
right? You would never meet these people. Maybe you will actually, because LinkedIn is open. But by me being intentional, picking the people. Now, I hope you guys see that I'm very consistent of who I'm picking. They're all soul-hearted people. They want to do better for us, for our community.
Yeah.
It's all about community, right? What are your thoughts, sister?
I have a lot on this one. I agree that I think there's so much that we are going to see a rise of new leaders. I believe that we will, and I think that there has been this kind of personality type that we've seen historically that has dominated, and it has been kind of dominating personalities, right? And I think that now with AI and our ability to communicate on kind of this higher level, we have this opportunity to use this relationship building really to our advantage. And so voices and these opportunities to use creativity and to be able to value one another in these spaces, and things like these opportunities that you create for us constantly, whether it's an anthology or projects where people who might be more quiet have that space, that safe space to rise as a leader, and now want to use their voice and might have the support of someone like this that wants to coach them through that. Hey, you haven't had your voice before, but now let's practice this, right? now we have a space for it. I see that there's going to be this rise, or I hope that there is. I highly encourage this rise of leaders to come forward, because there are great ideas out there. There is untapped talent that has been oppressed, and that we want to see, because I know that there is just super amazing, like, ideas and inspiration and everything that we have out here, and opportunity that it's kind of like when we talk about the rainforest and these extinct things that like, plants that we miss out on,
Yeah,
and that breaks my heart. Like, why would we not search for that? So um yeah, I see this shift happening, and the more of us that encourage it, the more of us that are like, we're gonna kind of take a beat on like the current leadership model, and
mm,
we're ready to flip that script, and we're ready to look to new people, and we're ready to embrace what we look for in a leader, and because we have tools to
yeah.
arrange other things, we have ways to accomplish goals in other ways. Yeah.
I love the internet and I hate the internet at the same time. But like, I love it because we no longer have borders and separation in terms of skills, abilities, and opinions and voices be heard. I hate it because there's so much more negativity out there than positivity. Like people always say, no news is good news. It's because we're so conditioned that every time we turn on our TV, it's always somebody dying, kidnapped, harassed, bullied, killed, murdered, shot at. It's all those negatives. So no wonder we look for negative as a comfort zone for us. And I want to change that. My
Mhm.
mission is to focus on what we want, not we already were given to us, and just stay with it and complain. Like, this is not a complain city, people. This is not
Mhm.
a complain life. This is about taking over our life and what we want. But you
Yeah.
can't just sit there and say, I want this. No, you need to work for it,
Yeah.
right? And so, me working for it is starting the conversation of what are some of the things that each and every one of us are doing that's inspirational. But you have to be inspired by your own story in order for you to share. I know some of you are thinking of applying after the fact. You sent me a DM. Oh man, I missed it. I wish I did. But I just questioned myself, like, am I good enough? Of course, you are good enough. It's a matter of believing in yourself, and you're not there yet. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm not saying you're not there yet. Once you feel that inside you, like, I claim it, Dr. Leland, I'm applying it. And you know what? That's it. That's all it takes. Because when you're halfway there and you have trepidations, that means you're not there yet. Time will come, right? Unless I die, I'm sure I'll give it to somebody as a trust to continue this inspirational connections every year, because we need to get inspired by other stories,
Mhm.
right? So, sister, any last minute thing that you would like to add?
Yeah, I think that what I'm seeing here is, I'm hearing a lot of, we're hearing all this negative stuff. I also, in my world, I have been choosing to be around a lot of inspirational things. So I've been surrounded by you a lot. I have been surrounded by some positive things, because that is the choices that I've been making recently. Um, I needed that in my life, and so I know that there's things that we have to deal with in our lives, and then there's also choices that we make, and sometimes we can avoid things, sometimes we can't. Sometimes there's situations that we can change, and there's definitely moments of our lives that we have to pass through, and that's the only way to get through it. So I don't want to, downplay that in any way, shape, or form. But I also think that sometimes there are more choices than we acknowledge, and there's a lot more beauty that we can seek in others that we are not necessarily seeking. We're kind of focused on something that might not feel right, but really there could be something there that's just really awesome. And if we choose to look for that instead, we might see it. So, you know, just keep your eyes open for the beauty in
Yeah.
others.
I love saying this. Be comfortable of being uncomfortable. That's how growth happens.
Mhm.
Just be comfortable of being uncomfortable, because there are situations you're like, oh gosh, this is so uncomfortable. But you do it anyway. Imagine like the very first time you saw a roller coaster, you're excited, you want to be in it. And then you're in line, you're thinking, oh man, there's a lot of people screaming, it's flipping. Can I handle it? Oh, but it's so exciting. And then you're in there, you're in the ride, you're like, oh my god, what was I thinking? I want to get the heck out of here, right? And you're like, oh my god, and you're holding and you're screaming. I want you guys to be that excited. When it comes to life, it is a choice. You choose to be excited. So be excited and keep surrounding yourself with people who is for you, not against you. Silently, publicly, you'll feel that energy, you feel that vibe. And so go where you are celebrated and not tolerated. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you for Group 8 next week. Bye, everybody.